What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the debate room. This is episode 115. I got my boys Latif and Max. We don't have Q right now. He'll be on the next episode, but yeah, y'all tell me how y'all doing. I know I spoke to Max a little bit earlier today, but Latif, how you been, bro? You in a little different
He's at an
scenery?
undisclosed location. He's at
No, man, I've been enjoying my weekend. Had to come home, see some family real quick. And
That's it.
then, huh?
That's it.
I mean, clearly not, but so
like,
enjoyed my weekend. Had some fun, you know what I'm saying? Probably gonna have some more fun. After we get off here. But
that was weird. That was weird.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought about this yesterday, bro. Where's Zay been? Like, I know maybe since the season hasn't started, he'll talk about the Clippers.
Basketball.
No, he won't even talk about the Clippers. He probably talk about the Nuggets.
Never.
He's just hopping around the whole league like a whore. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, having to be a different fan is nuts. I can't lie. But I mean, he's not gonna care too much about it because it's Jokic and they have extra chances, like win the championship and shit. So he'll hop on that bandwagon pretty easily. But we'll ask him to come on during NBA season, though, for sure.
Facts. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of good topics that we could talk about today. So let's just hop into it.
No. Wait. We had one last time. No question of the day, Latif?
No.
Okay.
Anyways, let's hop into it. Davante Adams, he informed the higher ups in Vegas that he wants out. His guy Derrick Carr isn't there. You got Gardner Minshew leading the troops. His team is just ass. My bad. I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse. His team is just not good. Defensively, everything is just up front, but it's just a terrible situation for him. So Davante wants out. Obviously, he wants to play with his guys, Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr. But as we were talking about before we actually started recording, the Saints may not be realistic. So Max, I know you said the Jets, but is there any other team besides the Jets that you would be looking at?
See, am I the team trying to get Davante or am I Davante? Because I agree with what you said earlier. If I'm Davante, I want to go try and win a championship, right? I don't got much time left in my career. I need to go win as fast as possible. If I'm a team, though, who can be teams we know can be delusional and think they can win a Super Bowl and all this stuff, right? Like, what teams will go out there thinking they're Davante Adams away from actually competing? I think you look at a couple teams. I think Pittsburgh obviously sticks out. They think that they can win. They definitely think they can win.
I think you should do it based on where Davante has the best chance to win a championship. If that's the logic we're using.
Okay, fine. Then if we're going to where Davante's the best chance to win a championship, it is Kansas City or it's San Francisco. But both are extremely unrealistic options.
I don't think Kansas City is unrealistic, bro.
I don't.
He's had the money. He's had the money to do it. The 49ers had to pay Brock Purdy, and they just drafted a wide receiver in the first round. They're not trading for him.
I'm saying I think both are very unrealistic. I think the Jets are the best thing on paper because I think their defense has holes, obviously, but they've been playing obviously much better than their offense. Once you figure out their offense, you can get it going. Hackett's not the move. And I honestly think that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams could be some sort of consistency in that offense, which honestly, was kind of productive on, what was it, Thursday night?
I don't think so.
Jets played on Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, sorry. Gary Wilson played well at least. But Rodgers just doesn't look like the same Rodgers, and that's the issue.
Yeah,
are him and Davante going to pair up? I don't know if it's going to be the same thing. Davante is still top 5 receiver talent, top 7 receiver talent maybe, but Davante is still Davante. We've seen Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers. So if I'm pointing out another team though, I guess really past that, I guess the Chiefs, the one everyone's going to talk about. Going back to the Packers, but they don't want to split up they want to keep the receiving core. I guess honestly probably the Bills. I guess that kind of makes sense, but it just doesn't make sense in the fact that they purposely didn't pay Stephon Diggs. I get there was the whole other side of does he want to be there or whatever. They've obviously had an issue finding that X receiver in some of these games, who was the go-to guy. Bringing in Davante Adams would obviously be great for that. I don't see it happening. So I guess in my mind, I'm so set on the Cowboys aren't going to go do it. They've said that. I think the Steelers wanted to go get Brandon Ayuk, and Davante Adams will be the next thing up. But I don't think they're going to pay that kind of money or that kind of price tag to go get him. So I'd say honestly, it's the Jets. But I'd say if there's another team contending to try and go win a championship, I'd say it's probably going to be the Bills or the Ravens.
Okay.
I mean,
You
Chief,
kind of
let me
went through the whole carousel right there, Max. With every answer right there.
I guess sorry, but like I don't see the Chiefs trading for Davante. If they trade for someone, I see it being an Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, or something even lower. So I'd say the only two teams who would swing for that would be the Bills because they've done it before, and the Ravens because they've kind of done it before with getting those X factors. And I don't see it happening though. I think it's the Jets or nothing right now.
I think Davante, he's just a very admirable guy. Like loyalty is always high up on his list. But at this point in his career, I think he needs to prioritize actually like winning. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, Max, he's not the same guy, and that's okay. He's old. He's 40. We can get into that once we talk about the Jets. But if I'm the Chiefs, I'm making that call, and I'm trading for Davante Adams. Obviously, you got Rasheed, who went down, Hollywood, who went down. Kelsey hasn't really been what we're accustomed to, but obviously last game and this game, he's been going off. So maybe I assume he's back. But obviously, there's been talks about getting Amari Cooper, which is still a very good receiver, but I think Tay is. I'm taking Tay over Cooper. So if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm making that call, and I think Davante should want to go there. Latif.
I think if Davante wants to win a Super Bowl, he should want to go to the Ravens easily. They have the best chance to do it, I think, because the Chiefs are not going to trade for him. They've shown that they don't need a superstar wide receiver to get it done. Currently, they're beating the Saints right now, who have been a good defense this season. And with their history, I don't think they're going to trade for another star receiver after losing Tyreek Hill, especially not now, considering they're going to have to pay him in the next coming years. So I don't think the Chiefs are going to do it. But the Ravens, they have never given Lamar a true wide receiver one, someone that can win easily, someone that can win fast, someone that can do stuff after the catch, all that type of stuff. They never gave him any of that type of stuff, especially in the playoffs. He's been doing a great job carrying this offense so far this season. Is my MVP right now. But they definitely need to give him a true wide receiver one in order for them to elevate, because come playoff time, I don't know if I trust them against elite secondaries. Like against the Chiefs, when they see them again, they're going to have to run the heck out of the ball. And we see that might not work come playoff time. To me, personally, it might not. I trust the secondary a lot against the Ravens offense for sure. So I think the Ravens should be where he wants to go if he wants to actually win a Super Bowl, because when you give Lamar Jackson a top 10 receiver easily, that will firmly put them they will firmly put them as the favorites to win a Super Bowl this year, in my opinion.
What do you think Zay's ceiling is?
Oh, wide receiver 2.
I would agree.
Yeah, he's not an X at all. Not even close. His hands aren't that great. He can do stuff after the catch. He's a good athlete. He can create separation, but Zay is a wide receiver 2 at best, to be honest. He's solid though. He's probably the best wide receiver that Lamar's had. And that's saying something.
I think he'd be a good wide receiver 2 if you put a good X next to him. If you put a good one next to him, he'd be a great receiving.
I don't really remember how was Hollywood in Baltimore.
Hollywood was
quiet. He was okay the first couple of years. I feel like he fell off. He got injured. No,
he had a 1,000-yard season. His hands were
first couple of years, but I thought he fell off and got injured.
He got traded because his drop, he kept dropping the ball and stuff.
But that was that was early and not early, but that was like 2021, right?
When he dropped the ball, no. When he dropped like multiple touchdowns before he got traded. The year before he got traded, like multiple.
So
no, I'm saying when did he get traded? Like 21, 22?
I think
it was COVID season. He went to Arizona. Was it the next year?
I think it was 21. Or I don't know.
I thought he played alongside Diop for 1 year. What do you guys think the final package goes down for Davante?
A second round pick.
No player.
No. You got
the Jets actually pay a second round pick.
Yes, with how terrible their offense looks, we're gonna talk about it in the next segment.
Yeah.
Yes, they would definitely do that. They're desperate. He got traded in 2022 during the draft.
2022?
Way off.
Yeah, I had a feeling. All right, we can we can talk about the Jets. Yeah, this team just isn't good. I think we kind of overhyped them just because Aaron Rodgers is in town. Obviously, A-Rod is just he's just not the same player, and Father Time is it is what it is. Like it happens to the best of them. The only person who it hasn't happened to is
There's two people: Tom Brady, and LeBron James.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady,
Anyways,
LeBron James.
yeah, he's just not the same player. This offense is again still predictable. Me and Latif I think we were talking in the Discord, but they went empty. They went empty in the red zone. I just don't like that. I don't like that look. Like it's just I don't know. It's just I think Garrett Wilson had a pretty good game. Brees still didn't do anything. The offense is just terrible. Like I feel like I'm just repeating myself. So yeah, I mean the Vikings they pulled out a win even though Sam Darnold was choking a little bit. I feel like this should have been one of the easier wins for the Vikings, but the Jets were able to storm back later in the game, and obviously Rodgers throws that pick because they got boy Gilmore just strapping shit. Honestly, I don't even like that look. If you have William,
I'm giving more credit I'm giving more blame or something like that to Aaron Rodgers. It was a terrible ball. I don't know what
it was a terrible ball. If it's me, if I know I can't saying if it's me is crazy, but I'm throwing like a higher ball. Like I'm making him high pointed. I don't know why he like tried to do some type of back shoulder, but it just ended up like at his ankles or whatever it was. It was a terrible ball. But Sam Darnold, I think we have to again temper our reactions to Sam Darnold. He had a great first 4 games, but this past game he didn't look that great. I feel like he overshot some throws. He underthrew a ball to Jettas on the sideline that easily could have been a touchdown, but he just underthrew it. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with what you said. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, Latif. I mean, with Sam Darnold at the helm, I don't know how far his team goes because it's just plays like that. And then if he has the tendency of just becoming like an inconsistent quarterback around this 5-game mark, then yeah, I just don't know how it goes. But they get to 5-0, which is pretty cool for them.
Listen, man. Call me crazy, but I'm still optimistic about the Jets. I am, man. I don't think they are Super Bowl contenders. I never thought that. But do I think they can still win this division? Yes, I do. Especially considering the Bills lost that game versus the Texans. If the Bills would have won that game versus the Texans, I would have been a little bit less optimistic. But the fact that the Jets are 2-3 and the Bills are 3-2, not much of a cushion at all. And they play this week.
They should be 1-4, bro.
But they're not. I mean, if that's the case, they should have beat the Broncos. Like if the kicker doesn't miss a 50-yard field goal, which is they should be 3-1 or 4-1, whatever. I mean, we're gonna do that. We can do that about another game. Like the Broncos, they lost to the Broncos on a missed field goal. But anyways, the offense does look terrible. It does. But I can't just wrap my head around it being this bad for the entire season. They still have chemistry issues. A lot. I don't think Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have good chemistry. I actually think it's bad chemistry. He was forcing the ball to him a lot. Garrett Wilson had a good game, but he got 22 targets. Only caught 12 of them. So it wasn't like he was like him and it wasn't like him and the Rodgers were a super efficient connection in that game at all. He was just spamming the ball to him because he doesn't trust anybody. Allen Lazard's hands are terrible. Breece Hall cannot run the ball. The offensive line was awful. All that type of stuff. The play calling wasn't great at all. But in the second half, especially, I saw vintage Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's the 2021 version of himself as far as him being an MVP, but he still is definitely can be a good quarterback in this league. I don't think he's below average or anything like that. I don't think he's average either.
He's top what?
Probably he's still top 15, I would say. I would say he's still top 15. We're gonna see it for the rest of the season. But in that second half, it was vintage throws. His mobility is compromised, but he can still make every single throw inside the pocket. They definitely need to trade for Davante Adams to unlock this offense, give him more life, bring them around a middle of the pack offense. The reason I'm optimistic about this team is because their defense is elite. They are elite. They can hold any team under wraps. I believe that. I really do. And that's without Hassan Reddick. So the reason I'm so optimistic about the Jets still is because of this defense. All their offense need to do is be middle of the pack. And I have a hard time believing that Aaron Rodgers can't get them to a middle of the pack offense. And obviously Davante Adams would help that, of course. But I think they will improve. They have one of the easiest schedules remaining in the entire league right now. So they're going to improve.
Jaden, you go. I got something after you.
Their pass rush isn't that great. Obviously they're missing Hassan Reddick, and again, the Vikings O line is just elite. They're like that. But how much do you think adding Hassan will be for that pass rush?
It will help the pass rush tremendously, and also it will help the run defense as well. He's a good run defender. So when I think about that, like you talk about their pass rush, the pass rush isn't great. Their run defense isn't great. They're still top defense in the league. With all that being said, they're still top defense in the league. They just held the Vikings to 16 points of offense. They had a pick six to get to 23. They held one of the best offenses in the league under wraps. We just watched them do that.
I think that was more on Sam Darnold's mid play.
I mean, he been the same. This is the person that was leading this offense the entire year.
But it was the underthrows, the overthrows. Like
they've been one of the best defense in the league outside of week one. Like they just have been. I don't really know what to say. The Jets are an elite defense. We literally know this. So that's what gives me cause for optimism, because I do think their offense will improve over the year. And Davante Adams has said that he wants to be on the Jets. So if that happens, it happens. But even without Davante Adams, I think their offense will improve. And again, I think it's important to highlight that they have the easiest schedule. Not the easiest schedule, one of the easiest schedules remaining in NFL. They also lost by 6 points in a game where Aaron Rodgers threw 3 interceptions. They couldn't run the ball, all that type of stuff. So
you're talking about
not like a moral victory type of thing, but this was a one-score game when the offense played terrible. That's how good the defense.
The Vikings.
Yeah. So that's my take. What you think, Max?
I got one thing, and it is you're gonna think this is preposterous, and I understand they have played crazy defenses, right? The Broncos and the Vikings are both solid defenses, right? Not expecting the most. Huh? I'm just saying, like looking through their roster, looking through their team this year, they beat the Patriots, they beat the Titans, and Rodgers looked fine in both, right? Great in the Patriots game. Whatever. I know, Jaden, you don't think he played good. I didn't even watch that game, so I'm not going to worry about it. The other 3 games, who's the last loss to? Broncos, Vikings,
Titans.
No, Vikings. And also
Vikings,
Titans and 49ers. That's the teams they lost to.
49ers. That was week 1. So he had a good outing, right? And again, I know the O-line is whatever, but you still have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. You got Allen Lazard as a safety blanket. Like, you have some people out there.
Allen Lazard is not a safety blanket. He dropped his hands are terrible.
I don't know, but I don't know if you can say you have Breece Hall. Like why are we still saying that?
Anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter because it still is better than this. Why then would you have outings like Andy Dalton and Joe Flacco, who are old and not mobile? And I get it. Joe Flacco played the Jaguars, but JT was out.
The Jaguars are one of the worst defenses in the NFL, bro.
But I'm just saying, like, that Joe Flacco game was better than any game that Rodgers played this year.
They were playing one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
But I guess my thing is I don't know why Aaron Rodgers. Joe Flacco did the same thing last year too, though. So I'm not even like doing that much. He did the same thing with the Browns. He's an old quarterback.
He's gonna say Stefanski or some shit.
I mean, Stefanski made work with 5 quarterbacks last year. That's 1. 2, I don't think Joe Flacco was good for the expectations we hold Joe Flacco to, but he wasn't good.
He pushed team to playoffs.
He wasn't a good NFL quarterback last year at all. Not at all.
Joe Flacco wasn't?
Joe Flacco, no. For his standards, yes. For an NFL quarterback, no. Go look at his numbers. They weren't great. He turned the ball over a lot.
It's all better than current day Aaron Rodgers, though. True or false?
What did he have to work with, honestly?
That's all I'm saying is, like, you see the same.
He had one of the best players in the NFL. He had Amari Cooper.
Saleh's not good. Robert Saleh is not good. Like,
He doesn't control the offense. So, he doesn't control the offense. Robert Saleh is a good defensive mind, and he's doing his job as far as defense mind. His problem is game
I'm
management.
just like, you got these weird games where Andy Dalton goes out and plays well against the Raiders, and again, these guys were never as good as Aaron Rodgers. Why does Aaron Rodgers look so bad now? Is it really that much?
Terrible defenses, Max. You're talking to me about terrible defenses right now.
Again, but like Rodgers not look great against every team. San Fran's been a battered down defense.
He's had some moments like the Patriots.
49ers
defense
isn't like that. The 49ers defense got injured after week 1.
But I'm saying, like, do you really think that
that was his first game back after missing a two entire season, basically?
So you are under the assumption, you're under the idea that every defense they played has been a good defense to a great defense.
No, I didn't say that. The bad defense they played this year was the Patriots.
That's it.
The Broncos have been elite.
I'm saying, do you think the Titans are or no? Because the Titans stat line is not this crazy stat line.
The Titans are a top 10 defense in the league right now.
Okay, just making sure.
By every measurable, you can go look. Titans are a good defense. The Broncos are a good defense. The
Vikings got to fight with me on that one. It's the Jaden. Jaden was the one that was fighting back on that one. I'm just saying, like, looking
Titans
forward.
have literally played. See, this is about to piss me off. Let's look at who the Titans have played.
Nobody.
They've played a rookie debut, a rookie debut, Caleb Williams. They played a Malik Willis Packers team. Who else did they play? They played Huntley and with the Dolphins.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Shut him down.
Please. Fuck. Let me actually like say this all together because this is gonna piss me off, bro.
What metric or anything like that do you have to say they're not top 10 defense?
Hold on, bro. They played a rookie debut in Caleb Williams. They played Aaron Rodgers, which he should have lost that game. And Aaron Rodgers is mid and washed. They play a Malik Willis Packers. They play a Tyler Huntley Dolphins team. So it's like they haven't really played anyone.
What metric or what theory do you have to say that they're not a top 10 defense though? Like, is it their run defense? Is it their pass defense? What is it like?
It's their run defense. You said that they were top whatever in passing yards like allowed or something, but they literally haven't played any passing offenses. They haven't played any threats on when it comes to playing through the air. So like I just don't know why you keep using that logic, that theory, because they haven't seen a real quarterback yet besides Caleb, but that was like his debut. So
okay.
I mean,
are we sure? No, I'm not even gonna troll. Okay. Anyways. So your logic is basically a straight to schedule, but when we look at the personnel on the team, do you not think they're like the personnel on the team is good? I just don't know.
I mean, they have L'Jarius Sneed, they have Quandre.
They have good personnel, bro.
Has Adams played, or I don't really like see him out there for real.
Like as far as their running yards per game, they are 18th. Like points per game given up 15th. The passing defense has been elite. Like you say they haven't played anybody, but the names on their jerseys are of a good defense. Like it just is.
That means
coordinator is good.
They haven't seen they still won't see. They go against Anthony Richards, not Anthony. They go against Joe Flacco tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Next week.
Joe Flacco is the hottest thing out according to Max. I don't know.
I didn't say that.
They don't see a real. They don't see a real.
I said, hold on, wait. Let's go back. I said Joe.
They don't see a real quarterback until after next week.
I said Joe Flacco's performance against the Jags. I said Joe Flacco's performance against the Jags was anything that Aaron Rodgers has done this year. That's all I said.
If the Bills' offense struggles, what are you going to say then against Titans?
I don't think
they don't have any receivers.
I don't think the Bills' offense will struggle.
Okay. Well, we'll see then. But I mean, at this point, I just don't think you have like any real evidence to suggest that.
And isn't Shakir hurt?
I think so.
We got to move on.
All they have is Keon. All they have is Keon.
Shakir was out. Shakir was out last game. Khalil was out last game.
And MVS. So if if Josh Allen deals on this defense, we really have to take this top 10.
If a top 2 quarterback in the league deals against their defense, we have to take it away. I guess. All right, bro.
Yes, because he has. Who is he throwing the ball to? We
Bro,
seen what the Ravens. We see what are the Ravens' top 10 defense?
No, they're not.
They aren't.
No.
What did they just do to the Bills? So if this supposed top 10 defense can't do remotely what the Ravens did, then I don't want to hear that they're top 10. I don't want to hear it.
Well,
it's over.
At this point, I think we should just wait until the end of the year because at the end of the year, you can't use the schedule thing really. So like they went through a whole schedule, bro. I won't use that. But hey, man, we talk about this every single week. I don't think we should keep talking about this, bro.
About the Titans or the Jets? Because
no, he talking about the Titans defense every single week.
The Jets, the same thing week after week.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, well, I mean, who else did y'all want to talk about? This was the first game of the week.
No, I get it. It's like, to be honest, I'd rather talk about the Atlanta game on Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta start try to do Thursday night recaps. It's just hard because I gotta do editing.
This week had a lot of good games, a lot of close games too.
No, it's been the best week,
but a lot of good games week.
I mean, do y'all just want to hop into? We could talk about the Atlanta game.
I think
we barely even talked about the Vikings. I think, but yeah, they're fine.
I think it's too late to talk about that game. It's been a while now.
I mean, we talked about the Vikings. I mean,
there's not much to say.
Yeah, I just think that Darnold kind of
he hasn't been good for the past 2 weeks. I don't think he was good against the Packers, especially in the second half.
You're saying Darnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing what he can with what he's got. But he's got to make some clutch plays at some point in time. I'm saying he's being like,
he's not like he has nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
He's not. No. Sorry, he's been gifted an amazing team.
Yeah, he's no Baker Mayfield. He's no Baker Mayfield. I don't know why.
He's been doing what he can with this amazing team. But you didn't think this team was going to be good. I did. So don't try and rain on my parade with this one. But anyways,
he's not Baker Mayfield. That's all I know.
Cool.
All right. Commanders dominate the Browns. I mean, it's the Browns, bro. I mean, I don't know what to say.
You got to give them credit. Their defense is still elite. Like their defense is still elite.
I can't tell. I mean, they only give me like 3 points on fantasy, so it's like I don't know.
Well, that's because their offense keeps putting them in terrible situations. So when your offense does that, you're gonna give up points, bro.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
I think I already know the answer. Is the Deshaun Watson contract the worst in NFL history?
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is. Not a worst. $230 million guaranteed. I think they're gonna have to eat like $80 million if they cut him. But honestly, bro, they should do it. They should cut him.
Is it the worst contract in sports?
It's the worst contract in sports history. It's not. There's not a worse contract because all of it is guaranteed. It's $230 million. If they cut him, they still got to eat the $80 million over the next 2 seasons. It's all bad. I think I think the Browns should bench Deshaun Watson and cut him in the offseason before June 1st. They should just do it and eat the money and be bad for the next 2 years and try to draft a quarterback in a much better draft class in 2025 or 2026. They just have to do it because he sucks. He's not giving them any chance to win. It's not even fair to the players out there on defense that compete every week. He's not giving them any opportunity. And I honestly don't know what happened to Deshaun Watson. It's not an injury thing. He did hurt his shoulder. But his ability to read the field, his accuracy, his pocket presence, it is god awful. Like I don't know what happened to him. It's literally no explanation for it. But the Browns, yeah, they should tank. It's over for the Browns. Just tank. It's over for the next 2 seasons. Just scrap the next 2 seasons. I know that's hard because they'd be one of the worst teams in NFL history over the last like 25 years. But you got to just go back to rebuilding. You made a mistake. Eat the mistake. And after that, it's over.
What do you do with you go first?
It's just sad because last year Nick Chubb goes down early, and Deshaun stunk last year, and you just would think that it was over, and then you get Joe Flacco in, and the team is just revitalized. They make the playoffs. I don't know. Deshaun is just not good. Like you said, Latif, everything you said was pretty much spot on. And we said this, I think we said this like in the first week. His decision making is just not good. He can't read the field. I don't even want to go over it because I'm gonna be saying the same stuff that you're saying. think it's time for Jameis to step in. And again, I don't know what happened to Deshaun. I think he just honestly has the yips. Like, I think what is happening with Deshaun is what is happening with Ben Simmons. But
Oh, that's kind of an elite comparison. I can't lie. That's kind of
no. But the thing is, I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I don't know. I have some optimism for Ben Simmons. So it's probably because I like. But yeah, what's going on with Deshaun is going on with Ben Simmons. I think they just have the yips. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. I think Deshaun has some talent still, but it's something going on in his mind that's clouding him, and it's just I don't think he can get it out. I was watching Nightcap, and Shannon was talking about that he thinks that it's like the perception of him now. Like he thinks that everybody in the stadium, fans all over the world are just judging him, scrutinizing him, and it's just like clouding his head, and then like it tends for him to overthink on the field. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think that could be a result of this terrible play, but yeah, I don't know. It's just time to give up. If you have to eat 80 million, you just eat it, bro. Pause. That kind of sounded crazy, but if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. Throw Jameis in there. I mean, you have Stefanski, one of the best coaches in the league. If somebody can get it done, he can. Just throw Jameis in there. However you view Jameis as a quarterback, if you think that he can get it done, I don't know. But it's time for Deshaun to ride the pine. Pause.
So with this team, obviously you still have what Latif said, an elite defense. What pieces do you shave off the defense and sell? What pieces do you keep, if any? What do you do with that entire defense? Because I'm not going to lie, you can keep Jerry Jeudy. You're not going to do much there. Amari Cooper's gone. Njoku might be gone. I think Chubb could be gone. I think the teams are going to want to trade for some of their O-line pieces. Want Njoku, want Cooper.
O-line is terrible.
They have some pieces, though, no?
Probably. I'm not going to lie.
You said defensively?
Is Jack Conklin still not good?
I just know their offensive line is garbage. A lot of it got to do with Deshaun holding the ball, but they also just give the most pressures in the NFL right now. Like it's really bad. Their offensive line is trash.
You said defensively?
Yes. So you look at the defense. Like, are you honestly trading Myles Garrett or Denzel?
I don't think you trade Garrett, but I think
the Bears.
You're gonna waste 2 years of his career? No,
Myles Garrett to Chicago.
The Bears would be crazy.
No. Trade Myles Garrett while his value is at an all-time high. This team is not going to be good anytime soon. They have no avenue of getting a better quarterback. So it's like, bro, you have to trade Myles Garrett. You can get an insane haul for him and start your rebuild that way. I think it's not a bad idea. I know he's a generational defensive talent.
Denzel is Denzel in the same line?
Yeah, probably. Not gonna lie. You gotta just hit a full rebuild.
Those two guys get you 2 first-round picks.
No, I think Myles might get 2 first-round picks by himself. I'm not
gonna lie. This would have made sense, Max. But imagine a Ward, Jalen Johnson, Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker defense, shorty. Imagine that, bro. Imagine.
No, you should just trade for the pass rusher. But I mean, yeah,
I think we do need an edge. But I feel like Ward is
Ward. I thought you said Ward. Yeah, that'd be insane. I mean, you barely would. I mean, who you kicking to the curb? You kicking Kyler Gordon or Tyreek Stevenson?
Tyreek Stevenson is gonna be really good. You just might as well keep him.
Yeah,
I think so too. I love Denzel Ward. Be cool, but like we don't need him. Tyreek can be the 2.
We don't. But I'm just saying, out of the 2, Myles Garrett or Ward, which one? Let's be real.
What do you think Myles Garrett package looks like? Because we got some young
picks. He's that good. You can spend 2 first-round picks on him. Depending on the team.
We'll give you Austin Booker, the 2nd from Carolina, and a 1st.
No.
I don't think a 2nd will move the Browns.
Carolina.
Garrett is literally like a top 5 player in the league. He's gonna go for
Carolina 2nd's damn near a 1st-round pick, by the way.
Yeah, Garrett's a top 5 player in the league. He's gonna go for like in the same package. We do have to talk about the Commanders though. I mean, it's not. It was more than one side of this. My question to y'all is like, do y'all think the Commanders are actually serious? Like they're gonna make the playoffs? Like,
sure, maybe a wild card, especially with the Packers coming down, The Bears, they got a tough schedule ahead of us. I know. The Packers have kind of looked weird. The Vikings took a spot that we didn't think was going to happen. The Lions are up there. Seattle, I think you got San Fran. I think the NFC South will sort itself out. I definitely think that there is a way the Commanders sneak in. They are not a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. I think they will lose first week, but that's fine. This game, though, like Jaden Daniels had some mistakes. Completion was not there. He had that pick in the red zone. Wasn't great, but still like rebounded very well. And obviously they got the ball back because Cleveland can't do shit. But got the ball back and kept had a lot more chances. The run game was working. Yeah, the team just obviously they just handle business very easily at home. So they had a long road trip, and I think it's a good get back game for them too.
I mean, towards the end of their season, I feel like it gets a little bit easier for them. But right now, they have a stretch of game. Well, they lose against the Ravens next week. They beat the Panthers. They lose against the Bears. They beat the Giants. I feel like they can beat the Steelers. I don't know. Jaden Daniels has looked pretty good. Like I can't hate on the kid. Like you said, he has some mistakes this past game, but it's the Browns, bro. It's the Browns. 14 for 25, 238, one touchdown, one pick.
Yeah, rushing
I don't
too.
know.
Yards, of course, too.
He had 80 yards
He said
rushing,
what?
right?
He had like 300 yards on the ground on day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was.
No, I'm talking about
300 yards off the ground.
He's a dynamic quarterback. But I also do think that this offense is, I don't want to say compromisable, but I think
their offense has been elite. It's been like one of, if not the best offenses in the league this year.
you don't think towards the end of the season it can be figured out?
I don't know
like
if it's sustainable.
I mean, it happened in Arizona, so I wouldn't doubt it happens this year.
Do you know why their offense is so good, by the way?
Jaden Daniels?
They traded Jahan Dotson. That's what
not the
happened.
reason.
That's what happened. Seems good.
Bro.
I mean, I think later on in the season, this team, like teams will figure out what this offense is about, and then it'll be on the hands of Jaden to make some big plays, and he's made some great plays so far. So I'm not trying to down him, but I don't know. I don't know if this is really too much of an analysis that we can give to the Commanders. The Browns just suck. But go ahead, Latif.
Well, I think Davante about to get traded because of this tweet I just saw about K. Adams. But I was just going to
say, what'd you say?
I guess Davante is supposed to be on her show tomorrow. But he said, "Oh boy, lots happening at the moment with our guy Adams. He won't be on tomorrow. Sorry, but sorry about that, and stay tuned." So he's probably about to get traded. And Juju just dropped a freaking touchdown and ended up in the lineman hand for an interception on the goal line, bro. Oh my god. Anyways, but no, I think the Commanders might make the playoffs. I'm not gonna. They are 4-1.
Right. Didn't you have them under with Q about wins this year? Or no.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm going to OT. I did not see this.
Like your life savings at this point in time. I feel like you lost 3 or 4 bets.
Saints hopefully lose this game, so I'm still gonna be in a good position. Saints are on a insanity run. That 2-week run was nice. It was cute, but they're not that good. I'm not going.
Yeah. I saw one TikTok was talking about coordinators who are next up for head coaching jobs. The first 2 names were Brian Flores and Cliff Kingsbury. For next people up to be head coaches.
Oh, Cliff Kingsbury is not going to be another head coach for a minute.
Did we not just experience that Cliff Kingsbury just had you know what I mean? Like he was a good OC, but he was not a head coach. And obviously talk about the whole what happened with Brian Flores. Like I was just very confused. I feel like there are so many other OCs and DCs that I don't know over Cliff Kingsbury for sure. But I thought that was funny. Cliff's doing good, but eventually people figured out his shit last time, so I think the same thing will happen.
Yeah, Brian Flores is blackballed by the NFL. He's not going to be a head coach.
No.
Let's move on, man. Ravens and Bengals.
I mean, yeah, Ravens and Bengals had a shootout. Didn't seem like your defense could get really any stops on both sides. 2 great quarterbacks, just making plays. I'm gonna let Latif start off with this one
now. For me, it was just an amazing game. It was the best game of the year by far. Overtime thriller. Both quarterbacks play like gods. Like this is the quarterback play in the league has really stepped up over the last few weeks. I know start of season, QB play was mid, offense was mid, people weren't scoring, all that type of stuff. But right now, Lamar Jackson is clearly the MVP in the league. has probably the most yards from any quarterback combined passing and rushing in the league right now. I think he has 9 passing touchdowns. He has a few rushing touchdowns, barely any turnovers. Carrying this offense on his back, he is clearly the MVP. If he doesn't get voter fatigue, continues to play like this, he's going to be a back-to-back MVP for sure. For the Bengals, man, it's a tough way to lose because if you win this game, you're back in the driver's seat. Well, not in the driver's seat, but you have a chance still because both the teams are 2-3. I think they would be second place in the division, and you lose this game because your defense is awful. The Bengals season is over for sure, but I would have some optimism because you have Joe Burrow at quarterback. He's healthy. He's playing like arguably the second best quarterback in the league right now. Joe Burrow has been amazing since week 1. I think he has 9 touchdowns, 1 interception, amongst the league leaders in passing yards and completions. If I'm the Bengals this offseason, I'm signing T and Jamar Chase back. Both of them. Stop being cheap.
T who? And I want you to put respect on T's name. I don't know if it was you or Q.
That was Q. That was cute.
All right, cool.
But I'm signing back both of them. You know your offense is going to be elite, and you have them too. It don't matter about a running game. It don't matter about a third wide receiver. You have those two. You know your offense is going to be elite with Joe Burrow if he's healthy. The defense is god awful at every level. Secondary awful. Run defense awful. Pass rush awful. So in the draft,
they lost Dax Hill too. So it just got worse.
In the draft, you need to heavily invest in defense. Sign T, sign Jamar. Stop being cheap. I don't care what you got to do. If you want to get back to contender status, and you want to get back to the Super Bowl like you were in 2021, you have to invest in this defense and stop being cheap. But when you have a quarterback like Joe Burrow, your offense is going to be pretty good, and he's going to give you a chance to be a contender every year as long as the defense is not god awful. In the past, they got to the Super Bowl, I think, in large part because of their defense. And now it's kind of like the opposite. They're not succeeding because their defense is so bad. So you got to just invest in that defense, though. I think the NFL world, me included, us on this podcast included, was kind of low on Joe Burrow too fast. And now he's looking like a top 4 quarterback again in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely talked about like what we said the past 2 years he hasn't been that great. I mean, obviously last year he was coming off an injury and he was kind of dealing with that, nursing that the whole year. So, but yeah, it looked like it was going to be a continuation of that, like in the first week. But like you said, Steve, after that he's been hooping. So, I mean, like I said earlier in my little just summing up the game, just both defenses couldn't really find stops. It was just great quarterback play. You got Lamar Jackson just doing what he does. Derrick Henry didn't really have a day until the end where he kind of sealed the deal. Because I think he only had like 4 yards coming into overtime, and obviously he broke off that big run to win the game. So I mean, we can get into the would you rather later after Max, but Max,
yeah, I mean, I don't get the Joe Burrow hate over the time. Like, we did a little start bench cut, right? Obviously, we did that. I'm saying, but like that, I don't think is hate. One thing, that's not hate. You put him next to names like Justin Herbert and Matthew Stafford, who, again, Matthew Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Justin Herbert, like, it has ups and downs. I'm biased. That's fine, right? I've been on it. I've said Justin Herbert is better than Joe Burrow for years now. But I don't get the hate that people give Joe Burrow for a situation he's in right now. I'll hear conversations that Joe Burrow is not as good as whoever your favorite quarterback is, whether it is a Jared Goff or a Jalen Hurts or a Jordan Love. I never understood that. Joe Burrow has shown, right, in the past now, like just some nasty conversations. Joe Burrow, we've seen it time and time again, like he can hoop when he needs to, when he wants to, whatever. His defense sucks. His O-line sucks. If you put a good team around Joe Burrow, yes, he can definitely go win a Super Bowl. But that's the issue, is they got to put a team around him, and no one wants to go to Cincinnati. So Amarius Mims, he got injured, right? Didn't he tear his ACL or something? Mm-hmm. That blows, right? You spent a first-round pick on an O-lineman thinking it's going to work out to an already hurt O-line. That doesn't help you out. Obviously, T and Jamar both played well, but your defense doesn't look good and your O-line doesn't look good. It just doesn't bode well for a good rest of the season. But, yeah, I mean.
No, their season is over. That season over.
Yeah, but as long as you have Burrow and Chase and T, you can. We saw this. Whatever. Right now, you need to fix the O-line. You need to fix the defense. Zach Moss, Chase Brown will be fine. Your tight end play, Gesicki will be fine. Like you have Jermaine Burton. You have Andy or Andre Isavas, right? They're fine as wide receiver threes. You don't need to worry about that. You need to worry about your defense, and you need to protect Joe Burrow so you can actually have him play for you. Because in the past couple of years, I think people forget because it's injuries or whatever. And again, this is my same thing with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's not 100%. Joe Burrow was not 100% last year. They're both battling through these injuries, and I think people forget what their peak play looks like, and people don't understand that. And Joe Burrow, again, with the bad defense, with the bad O-line, and injured, you can't expect him to be there. So again, yeah, we jumped up and down, right? I think Matthew Stafford's not a crazy thing. Again, it was probably a little reactionary on my part. That's fine. But we've always said there's like a top 7, top 8 quarterback list. Joe Burrow should always be up there. Joe Burrow should even probably always be top 5. And I just think that
I
it's
probably
like
got him over Herbert right now. I can't lie. Herbert, my boy. I probably got him over Herbert. I still got
Herbert can't really do anything.
I guess my top 5 has been my top 5 for a long time. So
yeah, it's kind of fluid. I think 4, 5, 6, that range is really fluid between Herbert, Stafford, and Burrow. That's the 4, 5, 6.
I would say no order, but I have top 2 is order, and then no order in the last 3. But top 5 is top 5 for me, and it's been that way for a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, with Herbert, it's kind of like, I mean, you have a run heavy scheme now. You brought in a running coach. You bring in Gus Edwards. You bring in J.K. I mean, unless Lad becomes
not healthy.
Unless Lad becomes this guy, or who else will they have? Johnson,
Quinn Johnson, Lad McConkey, Josh Palmer's still there. They got DJ Chark, who's on IR. You have Hayden Hurst, I think, is a tight end for them now.
Oh,
anyways, yeah, I was about to say anyways.
But he had
Hayden is okay. DJ, when's the last time DJ's been good?
He's on IR, so it doesn't matter.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, he's not in like a scheme to where he can honestly really do anything. So it's like, I don't know, it's gonna be hard. But let's get back into Derrick Henry. I believe Derrick Henry has been the best running back this league. I mean, this season. He's been the best running back this season. Obviously, CMC is hurt. Saquon, he's had his moments, but I just don't think it's stacked up to what Derrick Henry has been doing this season so far. 151, 199, and then 92, but he made a big play to seal the deal. So I kicked up a little Derrick Henry. Would you rather? Yeah, I'm just you know how would you rather goes. So just gonna get into it. Would you rather Derrick Henry edition all time? All right. Would you rather Derrick Henry or LaDainian Tomlinson?
LT. One of the best rushers ever. Can operate in the passing game too, and Derrick Henry just doesn't have that. I'm taking LT.
I gotta pull my LT jersey out. LaDainian Tomlinson.
I'm guessing it's the same reason.
Sure. He was Sean Alexander was the MVP. Yeah, I guess diverse. Like again, Derrick Henry is huge and he's fast. Like LT is just light on his feet. Like just watching him run. But yeah, I mean, I'd say Derrick Henry is a lot more one-faceted. I guess it depends on what kind of team you have. I think for what the Ravens have, it works. But I think their LT would fit on more offenses right now.
Okay. Would you rather Derrick Henry or Tiki Barber?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry easily.
I think you would say easily just off of what he does in the running game, but in the past, I think Tiki actually clears.
I wonder I gotta look at the production, but I think Derrick Henry has one of the best primes as a running back ever, to be honest, and he has longevity too. He just hit 10,000 yards.
Maybe I disrespect Tiki, but yeah, no, I'm good. Derrick Henry.
All right. Would you rather Derrick Henry or CJ 2K?
Derrick Henry.
Okay.
It's just not many running
analysis.
backs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like CJ's fast. He's like the fastest. CJ 2K, like he's the fastest, obviously.
Oh, that's it, Max.
No, I'm thinking.
Derrick Henry has more yards than him.
Okay. I'm looking peak for peak. Like I'm thinking about peak for peak. I guess I'm not taking.
Yeah, that was kind of what
I'm
I was
looking
into.
about their peak for peak years. Who would I rather have? And I guess it depends on my team again because CJ 2K's peak year was disgusting. I'll go with Derrick Henry.
Okay, last name. Would you rather Derrick Henry or Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson easily, not even close. Adrian Peterson is in the conversation for the best running back ever. If he's not the best running back ever. MVP season is insane.
I was about to say, didn't he win the MVP?
Yeah, like, crazy. After ACL,
I was gonna say, let's not say Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was close to winning the MVP, no? Like 2018 or something.
He might have been.
Was he not close to winning, like the offensive player of the year or whatever? Like Derrick Henry's a great runner. Don't get me wrong.
I think low-key like Tom Brady walked away with that.
AP is insane.
No, AP might be the best running back ever.
Right.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes won MVP that year. My bad.
I don't know if I ever answered. I think I was just waiting for you guys to answer, but I'm taking Henry over Tiki Barber pretty easily. Although Tiki was like more dynamic when it came to just going out and actually like catching the ball. Derek really doesn't have that, but I think it's like a huge gap in the running game. I'm taking LT. Great runner of the football, and he's a weapon in the pass game. Like you said, Derek is just in that regard. Henry's not like that. And then AP and Derrick Henry, I'm taking AP. But that wraps up the Derrick Henry would you rather. All right. 49ers drops 2-3 against the Cardinals. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of embarrassing. But I didn't even really watch this game, honestly. So I'm gonna need y'all to, fill me in on what really happened.
Can I just say one thing quick? Because this relates to Bear Witness. We talked about this. What was the one thing that I said for the Bears for the week? To not play down to the Panthers level. And we saw 2 games this week where good teams lost to bad teams. The Seahawks lost the Giants, and you had the 49ers lose the Cardinals.
Are you sure the Cardinals are a bad team?
They're not on the level of the 49ers at all.
Or the Seahawks. Their defense is just so bad.
The 49ers defense is also bad. Like their defense is
but like I don't know.
I said this by the way too.
I was talking about week 1.
The Cardinals defense is bad. The Cardinals
defense is bad, but the 49ers defense is bad too. The 49ers offense is not good this year. It's not.
But the Cardinals offense is not good outside of Kyler, Marv, Michael Wilson sometimes.
Bro, we have up and down. Like with this season, it's been so much parity. It's like 1 week a team goes out and
it's fine, but I'm like
crazy, and the next week they get blew out. Like
this is what I was saying with the Bears, because like if we play down to the Panthers level, we could have lost this game like this. Because again, the 49ers, how much would they play 2010?
I was about to say Panthers are generationally bad.
Yeah, y'all was not gonna ever lose ever, bro. Like
I said 33-10. You go.
I don't know, man. I think the 49ers aren't gonna make the Super Bowl. They may not make the NFC Championship without CMC. That's how much he means to their offense. Their passing offense has been much worse this year. Play action has been much worse this year. All that type of stuff been much worse than it usually is. I think last year they averaged 28 points per game. This year it's about around 21. The defense is injured and is terrible right now. They need CMC badly. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm not saying anything super intelligent right now, to be honest, but I think Brock Purdy has done a pretty good job of managing the game and being a good quarterback with his weapons being injured and not creating a lot of separation right now. But I'm not trusting this offense without CMC come playoff time. And I think right now I will have the Lions over them if they play maybe the Vikings again over them, possibly the Packers if Jordan Love can get it going. It's a lot of good teams in NFC right now. NFC right now is wide open. And if they don't have CMC, I'm betting against the 49ers. I'm pretty confident and they're not going to be able to make the Super Bowl again without CMC. And he's supposed to come back in around December and try to like load manage his way to the playoffs. But Achilles tendonitis in both legs is insane. So I don't even know how he's going to be able to play on that, but we'll see. So what's your concern level? Give me a number. What's your concern level for the 49ers right now?
10 being the worst, right?
10 being the highest, or
yeah, like 10 being worst situation. Sorry.
Yes.
7.
That's a good number.
I say 7 too. I mean, well, Ayuk had a pretty good game.
That's the one thing that was good this game is Brandon Ayuk looked like he was back in some sort of rhythm.
But before that, he hasn't been.
Debo didn't do anything this game.
I mean, you have all these guys that you paid, and then but I think it's this offseason you have to pay Birdie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't know. Obviously, you have some key injuries, but I mean, your biggest injury is CMC. But with the weapons that you have, I don't think that they should be this bad. You have Debo, a great gadget player. I mean, he's not the best wide receiver, but you know, you can put him anywhere, and that's what makes him dangerous. But I don't know. I just haven't really seen it. Ayuk, I mean, I don't want to say he's caused all these problems, but he had all this attention on him, and he hasn't been that good for the start of the season. I feel like this past game was the best game that he's had all season. So hopefully that's an indicator that, you know, he can go forward and play like this throughout the rest of the season. But I don't know. Juwan Jennings, he's a good 3, a 3 or a 2. But it's just like, again, they're not creating any separation. Is Brock Purdy good enough to where I mean, Brock Purdy has been pretty good for what he's been dealing with. I mean, if your receivers can't separate, and you know CMC was a large part of that offense, and now that he's gone, it just makes it a little bit harder. But this defense isn't that great outside of Warner, who's been playing like a decoy. It's just not really. It's not much. It's not much.
Well, I think it's something you said that kind of caught my attention. Damn, I'm trying to think of what you said. You was talking about. What were you talking about? Damn, I forgot. But you said okay, yeah. You said Brock Purdy. You don't know if he's good enough to overcome this, but he's playing pretty well in my opinion. I don't know if he's gonna be able to sustain it over the course of the entire season, in my opinion, and in the playoffs. So I just don't like. People think Brock Purdy. Some people think right now that Brock Purdy is a great quarterback. I think he's good. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't even know if I ever denied that. I say he was a game manager, but I just think that's a negative connotation in the football world when it shouldn't be. This year, especially to start the season, he has shown that he's been able to elevate. But the past last week this week against the Cardinals, he wasn't good to me at all. He's been holding the ball a lot too as well, having to create stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think over the course of the entire season he's gonna be able to will this team to another Super Bowl without CMC. I think it's been undersold how much CMC means to this offense because they reach Super Bowls without a superstar running back. But what he's able to provide in the receiving game is just so dynamic.
Yeah, I agree. I think we saw Brock Purdy obviously in the last 2 years benefit a lot from having a good O-line and a great receiving core and a good running back, right? And I think that inflates a lot of people's ideas of Brock Purdy. Now that stuff's getting taken away, he is still playing good. I agree. He's still playing better than I thought, at least. He's playing well with the piece that he does have, with the defense that he does have. But I agree. I don't think it's going to be enough that's going to push him over the top right now. They need a lot more help on the defensive side. They need a lot more help on the offensive side, especially in the offensive line. They got to figure some stuff out there. That's because, to be honest, it's Detroit. And that's it for me. It's really just Detroit up there as who is the guy in the NFC. If you can beat Detroit, you're up there. I don't think anyone else. There's a whole gray area of every other team who should be in that mix after. I really think that if you put a couple pieces together, if you can get CMC back and everything, you could maybe compete. But as it stands right now, they don't move me at all. I guess they'll be fine. They're better than 80% of the NFC, but they don't move me as being better than the Lions.
Yo, Latif. Yo, remember in the Discord when I said the 49ers haven't been good defensively, and then KD he thought he had a gotcha moment, and then took what I said and added the whole football chat. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. I think he was saying you were saying they weren't gonna be good the whole year or something like that. I don't know.
No, that's not what I said. I'm about to bring it up again because I forgot when I found out they lost to.
No, they definitely suck right now. But I think it's more to do with injuries than anything. To be honest, they lost.
Javon is still not back, right?
No, I don't think so. Javon Hargrave is, I think, out for the season too. That's gonna
Dre Greenlaw still not back, obviously.
Yep. So yeah, they are really suffering right now. And they have Brandon Staley calling plays on defense, unless I'm mistaken. I mean, I thought he was a good defensive mind, but I got a start bench cut right now. Rookie wide receivers. Now, how do y'all want to do this? Because this might be something that get a lot of interactions. But how do y'all want to do this? Y'all want to do going forward? Y'all want to do right now? How are we doing this
It's
right
got
now?
to be going forward because off right now he's going off production.
I think going forward is clearly there's going to be a clear.
Neighbors. I mean, you're gonna start Neighbors no matter what.
I'm not. I'm starting Marvin Harris Jr. going forward. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still starting.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Yes, I agree. Right now it's Neighbors, Marv, Brian Thomas Jr.
No, it's not. Brian Thomas Jr. has been better than Malik Neighbors. I mean better than Marvin Harris.
He's been better than Marv.
Yeah, he's been better than Marv this year.
No, I'm still putting Marv over him.
But he hasn't been better than him. Like, it's not even close. Like, yeah, he has 100 more yards than him. I think more receptions too. And more touchdowns. So
yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter going forward. Just going forward.
That's too easy though. I think it'd be more entertaining to do it right now. What you think, Jay?
I don't know.
Right now,
I think you should put. You could put Malik
going forward. Not easy as well, or unless you're going. Okay, well, maybe
I would say put Malik next to like some actual names, like some actual like established names, and you could do that.
Malik is making Daniel Jones look competent.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could say guys like who's playing better right now. I don't know who you want to say. You
All right,
like
let's
Jamar, Malik, and
let's go going forward. Let's go going forward. All right, start bench cut. Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas going forward. We're talking about in the future.
I'm taking Malik. I'm starting Malik, benching Marv, and I'm cutting BTJ. I mean, just what Malik has done so far, he's been the offense, and he's going to continue to be the offense. I mean, you locked up Daniel Jones, so Daniel Jones is going to be here for a nice little minute, and he's made Daniel Jones look competent, and he's going to keep doing that. Marv, I don't really remember what Marv has done. Like, I mean, I think it was week 2 where he came out and just like obliterated. I think he had like 100. How many yards did he have in like the first half?
Like 140.
Yeah,
first quarter, like first drive, damn near.
No, he was
2 touchdowns.
He was going absolutely crazy, but it's just like, what makes you, Latif? What makes, I know you haven't went yet, but we all know you're like standing on Marv. What makes you think that?
I'll say my word, then I'll answer your question.
All right, cool. Wait, let me go through it. Okay. Starting Malik, benching Marv, and I'm cutting BTJ.
I'm starting Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm benching Malik Neighbors, and I'm cutting Brian Thomas Jr. And that's not an indictment on him. I think he's been really, really good this season. I still believe in Marvin as the best receiver in his class. I just do. I think he has the best. He has the best blend of route running, size, speed, hands, all that type of stuff. Him and Kyler haven't been able to get on the same page. I think that's the big issue. I think he's been creating a lot of separation. He's been getting open, all that type of stuff. And I think over the course of his career, he's going to be the best receiver out of his class. If Malik was the best receiver out of his class, based on what he's been able to show in college and in NFL, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to go with Marv. I think he is one of, if not the best, wide receiver prospects we've seen coming out of college in the last 25 years. And I'm cutting Brian Thomas Jr. because he's good. He can be great. He's on pace right now for 1,300 touchdowns. 1,300 yards and about 10 touchdowns. But I don't think he's as talented as Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors. But, I mean, he could be better than Romo Duze. I can't say that.
Yeah, like that's what the crazy thing is, because who's Brian Thomas playing next to? Cool. Okay, so anyways.
What I mean?
Brian Thomas playing next to nobody.
Christian Kirk, can we get some respect?
DJ Moore, can I get some respect?
I know, and Brian Thomas Jr. and DJ Moore conversations right now. I'm trolling.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm starting Marv, I'm benching Malik, and I'm cutting Brian Thomas. No disrespect to Brian Thomas. This receiver class could go down as one of the best if Ricky Pearsall turns out when he's back on the field. Xavier Worthy is a very quality receiver so far. He can get more opportunities, obviously. Rome, this could go down as one of the best receiver classes ever, especially if Brian Thomas continues to be the X on that team. You can get 3 number 1 wide receivers, 4 if Rome continues to do that or whatever. But I really do think that this draft class has tons of potential. But yeah, I think even production wise, I think when we look at the next 3 years, I think Marv could definitely be the most productive with Kyler at the helm. They just got to get on the same timing as each other. So I think Daniel Jones, he's out. I'm sorry. We just talked about this. He's competent. So now Malik is going to have to get on a new timing with Cam Ward or Quinn Ewers or Shador or whoever they get, Carson Beck. I don't know. But
man, Malik might be QB proof. He might be QB proof. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait. You think that the Giants just move on from DJ? They just move on from him.
They better.
I don't know if that happens.
Well, at least you draft a quarterback and see, because I don't think there's anything with Daniel Jones that's saying like we're an O-line away. Like, no, your quarterback is still not a top 20 quarterback probably. So you got to fix that. And if you have a low enough pick and you have your choice of all the quarterbacks in the draft this year, why wouldn't you take a shot? Like, what else would they go with? Would they go with would they want to pair? Because like another idea would be pair Malik up with a Luther Burden or something.
I don't know if that's smart. I mean,
I'm just saying, like
DJ look really good. But
your front seven, you put a lot of time, money, and effort into. Maybe you go secondary, but like past that, it's like, I mean, you go O-line. Andrew Thomas has been great. You got some pieces here and there, but like I think quarterback, secondary, and maybe a receiver, because you're not going to go running back. So those 3 positions, because even after Malik, I don't think Wandale's a 2. Darius Slayton's not a 2. Like, you could go get Luther Burden or McMillan and try and lock that down. But I think quarterback's the move. We'll see.
For sure. You definitely don't need to drive the receiver, to be honest. And if you do it, take him in like the second or third. They need
Will Johnson maybe is a pick.
They need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. They need a cornerback.
Yeah, Will Johnson could be
quarterback, running back. They'd be fine. Offensive line is still not that great.
Linebacker, maybe a linebacker. But they got Bobby Okereke, right?
Yeah.
Okereke, and then you got Brian Burns. You got Dexter. You're fine.
The defense be playing well sometimes.
It's the secondary that you need Will Johnson, or it's you go out and you get a quarterback.
Deontay Banks is being cooked.
I thought you were gonna say Thibodeau, bro. I was gonna start laughing.
To be honest,
he's fine.
He's busted.
He's like a third option, fourth option.
He's a top 5 pick, bro.
But I'm saying on that team right now, like it doesn't matter. They have Brian Burns.
Let's do our 2-minute drill. I'll start. Max, we had this. Me and you and Q had this conversation about the Bills, man. We did. I told you I wanted to wait to crown them as contenders. I told you, and look where we are now. I wasn't sold on the Bills because of their wide receiver situation. They have no one that can win fast, create separation. I think it's going to hurt them come playoff time. They'll be good enough to win games in the regular season. In the playoffs, they are not making it anywhere far because as good as Josh Allen is, and I think he is clearly the second best quarterback in the NFL, when you have literally no one, there's a limit on how far you can go. Keon Coleman cannot create separation. Shakir is begged out right now, but he's not the best creating separation. Curry Samuel isn't good. The running game has hit a kind of like a stone wall, but I think Cook is good. Their play calling is inconsistent. It's up and down. The defense has got cooked 2 weeks in a row, and they're banged up too.
Wait. But when I say I don't think this is a strong defensive unit.
Defense is going to be good when they get there. When they get Matt Milano and Teron Johnson back. I don't know.
But that's what I said though. That's what I said. I said they don't have Milano. I said that they don't have Milano.
Okay,
they don't have Milano.
Right. All right, bro.
I said that they don't have Milano, and then they're like, "Oh, so you're just talking about one singular linebacker?" No, I not say that.
They were performing well through 3 weeks. But yeah, I told you, Max. I'm just not ready to call them a contender because
bro, let's calm down.
I told you.
Because at the end of the day, you can't find one contender with no flaws. So by your logic, there are no contenders.
Bro, they are not a contender though.
They're what you can go back to the video. You can go back to what I said in the video. I said they are week 3 contenders. You can go back. You can check that I said that. Week 3 contenders. Sure.
But do you think they're contenders
now? 5 contenders.
Do you think the Bills are a contender right now?
Do
you think the Bills are a contender come playoff time?
My contenders right now are the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. My Super Bowl prediction.
Ravens?
That's what?
Ravens?
Sure, but like I think the Chiefs still beat them.
Okay, sure, but we're talking about contenders right now.
I
In the
guess.
AFC, it's the Ravens and probably maybe the Texans too. Texas, Ravens, Chiefs.
The Texans have looked flawed at times as well.
They have to. They definitely have. But they just beat the Bills. And
But you don't think the Bills are like that good of a team, so why?
no, I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a contender though. At all.
Confusing.
They don't have the receiver core is trash. Their head coach is not
It's
good.
fine. I understand.
Sean McDermott literally lost in the game. All they had to do was run the ball and punt the ball and make it really, really hard for the Texans to score a field goal. But no, he threw the ball 3 straight times.
Like I think you could say the same thing about any team. Every team has obviously looked like they have holes and flaws. But yeah, no, I think that Josh having, like we said before, having Josh Allen, and when you get your defense back, do I think they're above the Ravens and the Chiefs? No. Are they 3? Probably. They're probably 3 for me.
What are you making? What is happening over the Texans?
Because they were in Houston, you're a field goal away from winning the game.
Okay.
Like you just said, without Taron Johnson, without Matt Milano.
The Texas offense is still building chemistry, and they didn't have Nico Collins for the second half.
Is the Bills' offense not still building chemistry? Is the
They
Bills'
are.
defense not still building chemistry?
I trust.
Nico's the top web
defense
receiver
now.
right now.
Did you say it did?
Nico is the top web receiver right now.
One.
And he's also injured. He pulled his hamstring.
They were without the best wide receiver in the NFL this year for the entire second half. So
okay, but going forward, he's out. He's got a hamstring injury. We know how long those linger and how they can stick for.
Okay, I understand that, but they're still building chemistry on offense. The offense line hasn't looked good. Now I think the offense line could continue to struggle for the entire season, but their chemistry will get better. I believe. I don't think this wide receiver core is going to get better. They fundamentally are just not good. Keon can separate. Shakir can separate, but not fast. And Curry Samuel again isn't good. I don't know why people thought that was going to be good. He's not good. And the offense line looked terrible, but I mean the Texans pass rush is really good. So yeah. But
I mean, let me go. I think my 2-minute drills for the rest of this season is just going to be shit on Justin Fields. I mean, coming into the season, I was like, it's time that we move on from Justin, but I wish him the best going forth. And Latif, you said something to me last season that kind of stuck with me, and it's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life. I don't know if you remember this, but you told me that you were very high on Zion Williamson, but then I guess all the love, which is very haterish, honestly, but just the love.
How do we get to Zion? How do we get to Zion?
Listen, all the love that I give Zion just makes you hate him, and that's kind of what's happening with Justin Fields for me. It was all this Justin Fields is 3-0, and it was just you shit on Caleb Williams because you love Justin Fields, which is fine, but then you don't take in the fact the situations are totally different. One is in year 4, one was at the time in week 3. So I don't know. Now that they lose 2 straight games, and I don't think that. I mean, Justin Fields has had some moments where he I don't want to say controlled the game, but he added into them winning. But you could talk about last week when he fumbled the ball, or this week. I don't think he looked that good. I mean, he had some throws where it was like, oh yeah, that's Justin Fields. Justin Fields always had some arm talent, but it was kind of always the problem with him processing. And I still think that he still has those same issues. So now that they're 3-2, they dropped 2 straight games. What do we say now? What do we say now? And I'm just gonna keep every week. I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm just gonna hope that they keep losing because of Justin Fields.
That's kind of haters keep saying you hope they keep losing. That's crazy. But regardless, I mean, yeah, being a Bears fan, remember the Washington game last year? Justin Fields had 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, whatever, 300 yards. I don't even remember, but lit up the defense, right? He could throw the deep ball when he wants to. Who'd he throw to? Connor Hayward, I think, in the back of the end zone. Justin Fields has some of those throws still. You know what I mean? But yes, it's the decision making, and it's kind of the plays in between the great run and the great pass. You know what I mean?
And he doesn't know he can't protect the ball. He's not good at protecting the ball. That's still an issue.
In all fairness, Caleb was running with that ball a little too far out, so I need to see a little bit more from him. But
he didn't turn the ball.
I agree.
It's been 2 straight games where obviously they called the fumble back. I think Fields snatched the ball back at the last moment, but yeah, he just can't protect the ball.
But I think there's a lot more issues though to the Steelers than just Justin Fields. Because sometimes he plays well, just sometimes the running game can't get established. They don't really have the pass catchers all the time. So
I mean, Najee's not that great to me, so
yeah,
they're gonna always have those running issues. But is that what all that you have for? Oh, did
2
you even
minute
go?
drill, good.
So you don't have anything?
2 minute drill. I was just defending. I guess to be honest, my one thing is rookies. Rookies are hooping. Caleb just emerged. Obviously, we got the receivers. I think we got Jonathan Brooks coming up soon. Blake Corum's starting to get more touches. Like, just rookies are starting to like. I feel like all the rookies starting to play up and play better. The rookie of the year race is gonna be good though. I think Malik's got it for a little bit, but he's injured. Jaden Daniels had a good week now. I'll be excited for the rookie of the year race, especially if Caleb can start turning this around a little bit and start winning some meaningful games. So
Yeah. I mean, all right, that wraps it up for episode 115. I appreciate you guys for watching. Basketball content is gonna start coming out. Preseason, obviously preseason has started, and the regular season is approaching fast. So we're gonna be getting back into the NBA and NFL content. Honestly, Max, I think that we should probably try to implement them like in the same episodes like we used to, but I don't know. That's a conversation for a different
I
day.
was gonna say it'll be about time where they both start
Yeah,
mixing.
intertwining.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's gonna be a lot when you have to watch Monday night football, Thursday night football, Sunday, and
league
then
pass in
all
between,
the games. Yeah, that's gonna be like a lot, and then you're gonna have to dedicate what an hour 30 to each. Like it's just gonna be a lot.
homework. It'll be
Yeah.
nice little fall and winter.
Anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. The socials are at the top. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't followed, make sure you guys do so. A lot of content is going to be pushed out, and it's going to be great content. Like, I feel like it's been, I don't know, over the
It's been rejuvenized.
past few weeks,
Yeah.
we've been locked in. We've been locked in. So
We've been putting
again,
out a lot. It's been like I think we recorded today for Bear Witness. I think Q and Latif recorded today. We had this video out. Like we've been doing a lot, so we've been trying to get more stuff
yeah,
out
we've been working. We've been working. I mean, we broke 1,000 a few months ago, but this 2025 is our year, bro. 2025, it's gonna be scary. But again, appreciate you guys for watching, and we are out.